When I was a kid, there was a book we used to have called Where's Waldo? We used to try to find where Waldo was at. Friday versus the Rams in the preseason game, I was looking for somebody. It was Where's Dameon Pierce? Could never find him because he didn't play. A rookie not playing during the preseason game. Interesting. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about Dameon Pierce. Has he, or already has, or is he coming for the top spot? We're going to talk about, we're going to break it down. Before we get in there, like I've been telling you before, if you liking the content, make sure you liking the channel. Make sure you comment on the channel, on all the videos. Make sure you sharing all the videos, you liking all the videos, you watching all the videos. Like I said, you sharing all the videos on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, any type of social media platform you use. Make sure you share on them same social media platforms. Also, follow me on social media as well. The links in the description below. Also, we giving away 30 days free at Amazon Prime. If you don't have Amazon Prime, hit that link in the description. We giving away a free 30 days. You do know that the Texans play the 49ers in the last preseason game on Amazon Prime. The Texans are going to be on Amazon Prime. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, hit that link in the description right now. Do it right now. Get your free 30 days so you can watch the Texans go up against the 49ers preseason game on prime time. Go ahead and watch it on Amazon Prime. Like I said, links in the description. Like I say, like, share, subscribe to the channel, comment on all the videos. Like I said, follow me on social media, links in the description below. Let's get this channel growing and growing and growing. I really appreciate all the love and all the support. I really appreciate if y'all hit them links and do that there. Let's get the channel growing and growing. Now, let's talk about, because Dameon Pierce played in the first preseason game versus the New Orleans Rams and looked at very impressive. Very impressive. So I was excited on Friday night to watch, to see the debut of Stingley, to watch some more Jalen Petrie, watch also some Nico, who also played well in the preseason game against the Rams. And I was very interested offensively, more so on Dameon Pierce. I want to watch Dameon Pierce, especially want to see if he's going to get some first team reps. And my frustration, because Rex Burkhead played a lot, and Rex Burkhead was in a situation where he shouldn't have been, especially that 2-minute drill situation when they first got the ball back with 2:40 left in the game. I was very upset and very irritated with that personnel decision. But we didn't see any Dameon Pierce. So I'm like, okay, was Dameon Pierce hurt? What was going on? Why was Dameon Pierce not playing? If you listen to all the tea leaves and read all the tea leaves and get all the information, they not really all that committal, but the way that they talking is like they already done with Dameon Pierce in a good way. They done. Like they've seen all what they need to see. They've seen exactly what they need to see, and he's going to be RB1 week 1 versus the Indianapolis Colts. He's the best running back on the team, and he already has the top spot. We don't need to see no more. We putting him up on the shelf. We getting him ready against the Indianapolis Colts on September 11th. That's what we waiting on. That's exactly what we waiting on the season opener against the Indianapolis Colts at NRG. That's exactly what we waiting on. And what I say to that is very interesting. I mean, reports coming out during the training camp that he was possibly the best back on the team. If you go back, I think into like late June, late June, late June, early July, the NFL released the report and released their list of who their prediction was first team all rookies. Had Kenny Pickett as the quarterback, had George Pickens and Christian Watson as the receivers. Had Greg with Dolce as the tight end. Running backs, James Cook and Dameon Pierce. That's who they had. That's who they had to be. Now you could look at some of those names and be okay. That's who you got to be all rookie. Like some of those. Some of those receivers. There was no Chris Olave, was no Garrett Wilson, no Breece Hall, things like that. So you kind of maybe look at look at it a little sideways. But that's the report that they had. And when I first seen that, I was like, Dameon Pierce, possibly because of the type of team it was. It's a young team, doesn't really have that much going, that he could probably get a lot of carries, probably get a couple touchdowns, and that's how he ended up being first team all rookie. Now I'm seeing that he's probably going to be one of the only starting backs. And I said this when after the draft, when people asked me about rookie of the years and things like that, that really the offensive rookie year to me is up for grabs. I think Breece Hall was the best offensive skill player in this draft. Not taking away from nobody. I just thought that coming into the draft, that's what he was. But because the team he's on with the Jets, and you got Zach Wilson. I know Zach Wilson got hurt, but you got Zach Wilson. They're gonna be trying to throw out the ball. They got the kid out of Ohio State. They got they got weapons on the Jets where they're gonna try to get the ball to. So maybe Brees Hall doesn't get that many touches. And just there really was just no boom, no star offensive talent coming into this draft. To be honest with you, they're just dominating. Like, okay, hey, a Patrick Mahomes, a Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, like, you know, none of these just superstar caliber players. So I could see a third round pick, a fourth round pick, second round pick, whatever, end up being rookie of the year if they're in the right situation. I think they're going to be leaning on Dameon Pierce a lot. And I think that he's going to be one of those people in that type of situation that potentially, if everything breaks right, could potentially be offensive rookie of the year. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Texan fan. I think he has a good shot, mostly because it's not really a real superstar offensive player. Like, okay, this guy's the hands-on favorite to be offensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year. That in combination of they're going to be leaning on him a lot. And this is the reason why I think of that, because you only played him in one preseason game. You hold him out the whole second preseason game. Who knows what happens against the 49ers? Because the report is that Lovey is leaning towards having the starters play a lot of minutes. We haven't seen Brandon Cooks. We haven't seen Larry Tunsil. We already know that those guys' position on this group, on this team is solidified. They're probably the two best players on the team, period. I mean, Darius Stingley probably by the time the season ends will be one of those two, if not the best player on the team, period. But as of right now, you're going to give it to those veterans guys who are Pro Bowl guys, Pro Bowl caliber guys, whatever. You're going to give it to those two. So as of right now, those are the two best players on the team, let alone two best offensive players on the team. So they don't need no preseason. And you're already putting Dameon Pierce in that category. I believe the reason why is because he's a running back. And judging from how that offense looked Friday night versus a second and third team or Rams defense, that they're going to be leaning on the running game a whole lot. And that means they're going to be leaning on Dameon Pierce a whole lot. I think it's going, especially if he's the starter, is realistically that he's going to be getting between 20 to 25 touches a game. I ain't say 20 to 25 carries. I said 20 to 25 touches. So if that's 15 carries and five receptions, if that's 18, 19 carries and 6 receptions, 7 receptions, something of those nature, I'm thinking that's where you can be at. That's where, like I said, 17, 18 carries, 7 receptions, something along those lines. I'm thinking that's where he's going to be at if you're already holding him out now, because you don't want to waste his touches. You don't want to waste the mileage and the shred on the tires for preseason, because you know that this season, if you want to win football games, which obviously is Lovey's goal, Pep's goal, Nick Caser's goal, their goal is to win games. Now, Texas fans might be on we want a tank, we want Willie Anderson, we want C.J. Stroud, we want Bryce Young, we want Kelly Ringo, we want Butte, we want a tank and get a top 5, top 10 pick. These guys on the field, the coaches and coaching staff, they want to win football games. They want to win every single football game they can, so they're trying to do the things that potentially can win them football games. So, in saying that, doing things that can potentially win them football games is, as of right now, having a good running game, which also would help out Davis Mills. Because, let's be honest, Davis Mills did not look all that good against the Rams. I know people want to talk about the 2 throws, the one to Dorsett and then the touchdown to Nico, which, if you want to be critical, you could actually break down those throws and find the error in those throws, but we're not here to talk about that. But one thing that's not doing Davis Mills a service is one play call, obviously, because Pep needs to do a better job doing play calls, and also a run game. Marlon Mack is not looking good. He did not look good this preseason. But you know who has looked good, even though it's only been one game? Dameon Pierce. I think Dameon Pierce was the highest rated running back, or if not the highest rated running back, the highest rated offensive player in the first week of the preseason. I mean, he's a guy. I mean, again, it's a preseason game. He did play against the second team. He didn't play with the starters. He had 5 carries, 49 yards, averaged 9.8 yards per attempt, Well, he had a long run for 20. I mean, it was one play where he slipped and fell as soon as he got the ball, braced himself, jumped back up, hit one cut, and made an 8-yard game. Like, he hit that one stab and dip off on him. Like, he has that one cut juice. He has it. When you watch him, as soon as he started running the football, I said, okay, I like that. He automatically looked better than, obviously looked better than the last person who won 31, David Johnson. Looked better than Lamar Miller. Looked better even than Carlos Hyde. And I actually think Carlos Hyde played well, but I think some of that of how Carlos Hyde looked was because you had Deshaun Watson, Hopkins, Will Fuller, things of that nature. You had other guys around him to help open up things, so Carlos Hyde was an afterthought. And like, remember with Lamar Miller, even though Lamar Miller used to get 1,000 yards and made a couple Pro Bowls, it like every time he got 1,000 yards, like it was like the toughest 1,000 yards in the history of getting 1,000 yards. It was a hard 1,000 yards. Yeah, he got 1,000 yards, but it was a hard 1,000 yards to watch. He would get like 1,800 carries. Like he was getting 400, 300, 400 carries a season and barely getting 1,000 yards. Like it was atrocious. Not saying he has the juice like Arian. Like I think very few people. And very few people have had the juice like Arian, but he is a one-cut back. He put his hand down. He's that jab step with his foot. And he takes off. He lowers his shoulder. And he hits the hole. He's not afraid of hitting the hole. He hits the hole straight on. He makes plays. He turns 4-yard carries to 5- and 6-yard carries. He turns potentially what should be a play hit in the backfield or a play for no gain, turns it into 3 or 4 yards. Things like that. That's the type of back he is, and I definitely think that he's definitely a guy who could potentially be 1,000-yard back. Not potentially. I think he could be and will be 1,000-yard back if he's the starter this year. I best believe that I feel like he's going to be 1,000-yard back, and I think that he's potentially could be offensive rookie of the year. He has everything actually set aside for him to be offensive rookie of the year. You're going to be leaning on him offensively because of your deficiencies with the receiving core and with your quarterback deficiencies. You have a better offensive line than you did in years past, and you're going to be leaning them. You're going to be giving the ball a lot, and also not that many offensive talented guys. Like it's everybody's kind of on the same level. It's not just this superstar offensive talented guy. Okay, this guy's clear cut, definitely could be offensive rookie of the year. So this is one of those years that's made for a 3rd, 4th round guy in the right type of situation to win offensive rookie of the year. I win offensive rookie of the year, and I think that Dameon Pierce is going to be that guy. I think he's going to be the guy. He's going to be able to be that guy because he's going to get the carries, and I think that's the reason why if he is RB1, and if you read all the tea leaves, if you read everything that's being presented, that's kind of what they're leaning towards. That he's going to be RB1. They just haven't officially said he's RB1. But the way everything is shaking and baking, it looked like he's going to be RB1. And if he's going to be RB1, why is he not running with the first team? And why is he not playing? We'll see what happens against the 49ers. But to me, it seems like if he is, it's because they want to save every single drop of carries or touches that he gets. They want to use it for actual real football that actually counts in the win-loss record, that actually counts in the standings, that actually counts for the season, not just something in the preseason. Like they feel like they've already seen what they've had. And normally I would be like, okay, I do want to see him against the starters. Not really because of him going against the starting defenses. I want to see how Davis Mills and Nico and some of these other guys feed off of having a running back like Dameon. Like, well, will it open up the passing lanes? Because we seen early on in the game against the Rams, it seemed like Nico and Davis had some chemistry there because of a couple of comeback routes and things like that. Nico's catching the ball, everything was good. And then when they started running the football more on the Mac, it kind of took away everything, and then nobody else was in sync anymore. And you didn't really have a good running game to start off with. I want to see what Dameon Pierce does. He helps set him and his running style, their running back, actually set up and open up the pass, which I think it will because it seems like he's a threatening back. He can actually threaten. and get you 8, 9, 10, 20-yard scampers off the ground game. So now linebackers cheat up. Now safeties cheat up. Now you open up things for Brandon Cooks. Now you open up things for Nico Collins. Now you open up things for Farrell Brown and Brevin Jordan and things like that. You open up things for Chris Moore and Chris Conley. Philip said things are getting opened up now when you start when you start having an actual legitimate run game. And I want to see exactly how Davis Mills and the rest of the offense, and most importantly, Pep Hamilton, calls and handles having Dameon out there with the number one team. I want to see that. That's more so what I want to see him with the number ones. Not so much about him doing it against the number one defenses, because, to be perfectly honest, very few teams out there are playing number one defenses. Most teams out there are playing their backups. And the Texans, I said this in the Discord Saturday, that the Texans' backups and starters are pretty much the same guys. Like, there's not a huge discrepancy between the Texans' backups and their starters. Like, Brandon Cooks and Larry Tunsil, obviously the best tackle, best offensive lineman, and best receiver on this team, and this separation between them. Every other position group, the starter and the backup are not that far off. They're really not. Derek Stingley has more talent than those guys, but he has yet to play an NFL game. Dameon Pierce looks like he's somebody who got something. He has something. Like, he could be one of those running backs that gets drafted later on the draft and end up being a league rusher. Things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I'm not gonna say that it is gonna happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. So you want to know about those guys. You want to know about those guys. But everybody else, is really not a huge ass difference between the starters and the backups. So it's kind of like, pick your poison, flip a coin, whatever term you want to use. So because of that, the Texans are going to be really, like, the Texans starters / backups are really the same. And most teams are actually running their backups, especially on defense. We'll see about this 49ers game, because since they've trimmed it down to the third preseason game, instead of being a fourth preseason game like it was in years past, don't know how teams are going to handle this. Back in the day, the third preseason game would be the dress rehearsal for the season. And then the last preseason game would be the game that probably no starters play at all, or play one drive. Now, because this is both, it's the third preseason game, which starters should play majority of the game. It's the dress rehearsal, and it's also the last preseason game, so it makes sense. I can see why they wouldn't play nobody at all. Don't know how this game is going to handle on both sides. We hear some things about how the Texans are going to handle it. We don't know exactly how the 49ers are going to handle it. So it's something we just have to wait until Thursday to see exactly how the preseason game is handled. But I want to see Dameon Pierce with the ones for that specific purpose, to see how the ones on the Texans, how the offense, how Pep calls the plays and runs the plays with Dameon out there. But like, we might have to wait till week 1. Which I'm cool with, because I said I'm cool with him getting the bulk of the carries. I'm cool with him being the starting running back. I said this after the first week of training camp. I felt like Dameon Pierce was the best running back on the team, and that he will eventually start. He might not start week 1, but he will be the eventual starter by season end. And the reports came out a week after that he was like showing up, and he looked like he was coming for RB1. And when you watch that preseason game, I saw enough. He needs to be the starter. Just point blank. He needs to be the starter. Like, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.